The world always talks about the Philippines as a developing nation. That single label has followed Filipinos for decades, whispered in documentaries, printed in reports, repeated in news headlines. But what if that story was never the full truth? From above, the islands look like scattered emeralds floating in blue fire. Beneath that beauty is something far greater than money or statistics, an inheritance written in nature, culture, and people. Before the first foreign traders ever touched its shores, the archipelago thrived. Ancient barter networks moved gold, spices, and porcelain across the seas. Communities governed themselves with discipline, artistry, and cooperation. They had abundance, not poverty, rich in food and knowledge and unity. Then the world arrived with ships, maps, and a new vocabulary. Suddenly, rich meant coins instead of coconut groves. Civilized meant cities instead of communities. And the world wrote a narrative that the Philippines had to chase something it already possessed. Even today, while skyscrapers rise and markets flash numbers, the real wealth of the nation beats quietly in its people. The same creativity that turned nipa huts into architecture now builds cities overseas. The same hospitality that welcomed strangers now runs global industries. Every nurse, engineer, and seafarer carrying the flag abroad isn't escaping poverty. They're exporting Filipino excellence. Walk through the provinces at sunset. Children laugh barefoot on golden fields. Elders share stories carved from memory. That is not poverty. That is resilience. That is culture refusing to bow. For too long, outsiders measured worth in currency. They missed the other kind of wealth, the one no bank can count. The wealth of compassion, of adaptability, of faith. The Philippines was never poor. It was simply misdefined. And once the world learns that truth, everything they think they know about these islands will begin to shift. When you strip away the headlines and the numbers, you begin to see it. The quiet truth that the rest of the world has overlooked. The Philippines was never defined by what it lacked, but by what it gave. Every island holds a story of creation, of hands that never stop building even when the storms come. The people plant, rebuild, smile, and start again, not because they must, but because they believe. They say the nation is rich in natural beauty, but that's only the surface. The real wealth lies in the unseen, in the character of its people. Where others see hardship, Filipinos see opportunity. Where others see disaster, they see a chance to stand up again. Think about it. When a typhoon hits and the world sees destruction, what happens next? Children still go to school, sometimes under broken roofs. Fishermen still sail, chasing dawn through waves that once tried to drown them. And neighbors share food that could barely feed their own families. That kind of wealth cannot be printed or bought. It's born from unity, from bayanihan, the Filipino way of carrying burdens together. It's what makes communities rise stronger after every fall. While some nations measure progress in skyscrapers, the Philippines measures it in survival stories. While others flaunt power, Filipinos quietly heal, build, and love. And in that silence, the world finds something it can't replicate. The strength of a nation built on faith and heart. Even abroad, millions of Filipinos bring that wealth with them. In hospitals, offices, and homes across the globe, their kindness becomes a currency that never loses value. Every smile, every sacrifice, every act of care, it adds to the invisible riches of the Philippines. The world may not see it yet, but it feels it in every. For generations, the world looked at the Philippines through the wrong lens, one that only saw its struggles, never its strength. But history has a way of shifting, of revealing what was hidden all along. Today, that change has already begun. Listen closely and you can hear it. In the rhythm of a jeepney engine, in the laughter of children walking home under a fading sun, in the voices of millions of Filipinos building, teaching, and leading across the world. This is not the sound of a nation waiting to rise. It is the sound of a nation already rising. From Manila to Mindanao, from the seas of Palawan to the peaks of Banaue, the Philippines is awakening to its true identity. A country that has always been rich, not in wealth, but in worth. A place whose value is written in its people, not in its currency. For every Filipino working abroad, there's a story of sacrifice turned into success. For every storm that tried to break the islands, there's a rebuilding that turned pain into progress. And for every doubt cast by outsiders, there's a generation now standing tall, redefining what it means to be Filipino. This is the moment the world begins to understand that greatness isn't found in skyscrapers or stock markets, but in the hearts of those who never gave up. Filipinos are not waiting for the world to recognize them. They are shaping the world quietly, powerfully, and with humility. The same spirit that once built communities from bamboo and stone now builds futures from dreams and faith. The same hands that once carried the weight of hardship now carry nations with their service. And the same people once labeled poor are the ones keeping global industries alive. In hospitals, ships, schools, and cities everywhere. The real Philippines is not hidden anymore. It's in every Filipino heart that beats with pride. It's in the songs sung abroad, in the flag raised at sea, and the smile that heals strangers. It's in the courage to hope even when the world forgets. Because the Philippines was never poor, it was simply rich in ways the world was too blind to see. And now that light is impossible to ignore. The world is finally watching, and the Philippines is ready.